Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you are okay and continuing your study. So students, today we will continue at chapter 7 of class 10, that is control and coordination. In our last class, we have already studied about how control and coordination takes place in human beings or other animals. Today we will see about that how coordination takes place in plants. So let's understand. Like animals, plants have no nervous system, but they still show some response towards the environment and towards the environmental factors. So what are these responses called and what are the environmental factors which affects the coordination in plants? Clear? So as we know, in plants photosynthesis occur, then the food is transported to different parts, root absorb water, leaf synthesize food, and each and every part shows a different function in the plant. So how they perform these functions? If we bend or cut a part of tree, then we see that it looks like it seems to be weak. So why this occurs? What is the reason behind this? So to understand these things, first we have to understand about the movement or the topic. The first topic which we will decide, the topic is immediate response to stimuli. Immediate response to stimuli. Clear, students? Immediate response to stimuli. As you know, stimuli means action. Stimuli means action. So how plants show their action, or when any action is applied on plant, they show some responses. So to understand this, we can take the example of sensitive plant. Clear? Sensitive plant. Sensitive plant means in which we can observe or we can notice the changes on the spot or on that movement, that are called sensitive plant. Suppose for example, touch me not plant. Touch me not plant, which is in biology called as mimosa plant. Mimosa plant, and that come under family Mimosa pudica. Mimosa pudica. So here I have give you the example touch me not plant, and its biological name is mimosa plant, and it come under the family Mimosa pudica. Means all the plants, not only mimosa plant, all the plants that come under this family means Mimosa pudica family, so immediate response towards the stimuli. So what type of response and how the responses we can notice? Suppose if we see the Mimosa pudica plants leaves are arranged like this. You can see they are like this. The leaves are arranged like this. Clear, students? Like this, and so on, like this. Clear? So when the stimuli is applied, stimuli, let's think here, touch is the stimuli, touch. When we touch one leaf of the mimosa family or Mimosa pudica plant, then what happen? Then its leaves get closed. So how they closed? Which property of this plant tends the leaves to be closed? Here you understand that the Mimosa pudica plants have pulvinous leaves. The term you have to remember, that is called as pulvinous leaf. What is the meaning of pulvinous? Pulvinous means if the leaf base is swollen like this. Suppose this is the leaf and this is the leaf base. This is swollen leaf base. This is called as pulvinous. Suppose this is the leaf of mimosa, this plant, mimosa plant, and its leaf base is swollen, due to which it is called as pulvinous. Why this part is swollen? As here water is stored or water is present. Due to presence of water, its leaf base is swollen and it tends to the opening of the leaves and they look like this. But when we touch the leaf, then the water from this region, means if you see the clear diagram, it looks like this. Like this. Clear swollen base. So when we touch, means here touch is applied, then it get closed, means they will look like this is open, this is also open, and this is closed. So why they close and how they close? They are closed as the leaf present on the leaf base, when we apply stimuli, means touch, then the water diffuses to the nearby leaves, diffuses. Here diffusion occur. Water diffuses to the nearby part, due to which the leaves are closed. I think you understand. Again I am repeating. In case of mimosa plant, we are studying about immediate response to stimuli. Here the mimosa plant shows immediate response to stimuli. Stimuli means action. Here we take example that touch is the action. When we touch the leaves of mimosa plant, then its leaves are polvinous. Polvinous, here I told you, polvinous means those leaves who have the swollen leaf base, and that swelling is due to presence of water. And when touch is applied, the water is diffused to the nearby part like this. So here diffusion occurs, and due to diffusion it tends to close. Here the leaf is open and here the leaves are closed. So this type of response we can see in plants. It means plant also shows their response. So here which type of response? Thigmotrophism. Thigmo means touch, and here the stimuli is due to touch. That's why this is called as thigmotrophism. Clear? Thigmo means touch and we shows response towards touch, that is called thigmotrophism, and opposite of it is called as thigmonasty. Thigmonasty means which act opposite to touch and which act opposite same in the direction, that is thigmotrophism, and which act opposite to touch, that is called thigmonasty. So here we understand that how immediate response is shown by the sensitive plant, that is mimosa plant, which belong from the Mimosa pudica family. Next topic we will study about movement due to growth. This is your movement due to growth. What do you mean by movement due to growth? Suppose the root move in the direction of gravity, the shoot moves in the direction of light. Due to their movement, growth occurs, and our topic is movement due to growth, or growth shows different type of movement. Regarding to this, means on the basis of different type of movement, we can categorize as phototrophism. Photo means light and trophism means towards. Photo means light and trophism means towards. So the meaning of phototrophism means the movement in the direction of light. Then your geotrophism. Again, geo means gravity or earth, and trophism means same, towards. Next one is your chemotrophism. Chemo means chemicals, when movement is in the direction of chemicals. Next is your hydrotrophism, when growth is in the direction of water. So hydro means water, here growth occurs in the direction of water. So students, let's understand these two Example. Here I explained you phototropism is the movement by plants when the plant part grows in the direction of light or move towards light. Suppose this is a plant, potted plant means which is implanted in a pot. This is a potted plant. These are the leaves. These are the leaves, and here is the root. Clear? So when light is available from this direction, then it move like this. Means why the plant do not move in this direction? Why it move in this direction? It means, as we know, the leaves require light for photosynthesis, due to which the leaves or the part of plant bend in the direction of light. So this type of movement, here is the light. Here is the sun. As we know, for photosynthesis sunlight is required. So the shoot part move in the direction of light, which shows phototropism. This type of movement is called as phototropism. You can give example, the movement of shoot in the direction of light, or shoot moves in the direction of light. Clear? So if we see the root, then what happens? Suppose, let's take another example. This is soil and this is the root. Suppose after some movement in root, here some stones are come in the path of root. This is soil, this is stone. As we know, the roots need water. So here water is not present. Suppose let's think water is present here water. So the root changes its movement and come like this. The root come like this. So why this happen? Because root not only moves in the direction of gravity but also moves in the direction of water, as water is required for photosynthesis. So this type of movement by root is called as hydrotropism. This is hydrotropism. Clear? And as here the movement is towards the gravity, so this type of movement is called as geotropism. So how can you define geotropism? When the part of plant moves in the direction of gravity, that is called as geotropism, and when the root moves in the direction of water, which I told here, is called as hydrotropism. So these two type of movement can be seen in plants. Not only these two but also phototropism here we saw. So here if we consider another thing, the shoot part shows positive phototropism, whereas shoot part again shows negative geotropism. Means if it moves opposite to gravity, then it is called negative geotropism. If it moves in the direction of gravity, that is called positive. So root and shoot, they show both positive and negative with respect to their growth. Shoot part shows positive phototropism, whereas root part shows negative phototropism. Again, root part shows positive geotropism and shoot part shows negative geotropism. Means shoot grows against gravity, whereas root grows towards the gravity. Shoot grows towards light, whereas root grows against light. So in this way we can define different type of growth. So this is your phototropism, then geotropism and hydrotropism. Next we will study about chemotropism. What do you mean by chemo? As you know, chemo means chemicals. So here the movement is in the direction of chemicals. So next one is your chemotropism. Movement towards chemical. Movement towards chemical. So what is the chemical and which part of the plant moves in the direction of chemical? We can take example. Example, germination of pollen grain on stigma, or releasing of pollen tube, after falling on stigma is the example of chemotrophism. So how this occurs? Suppose this is the female part, you know, this is the pistil, this is the female part, and this is the embryo sac. As you know, during pollination, many pollen grains fall on stigma. This is stigma. This part is called as style, and this part is called as ovary. So when these are the pollen grains. So when many pollen grains fall on stigma, stigma do not allow all the pollen grain to release pollen tube. Suppose this is a pollen grain, it releases the pollen tube like this, through which the male gametes present inside it comes through the pollen tube and fertilize with the embryo sac that present here. So when the stigma secretes chemical, it identifies whether the pollen grain is right type or wrong type. If the pollen grain is right type, then by the help of chemical, it allows the pollen grain to release pollen tube, and through pollen tube the male gametes come towards the embryo sac. So this type of movement of pollen tube towards the embryo sac is called as chemotrophism, means in the direction of chemical, or it shows its response towards the chemical. So this is called as chemotrophism. So students, here you know different type of movements, means thigmotrophism, phototrophism, then thigmonasty, geotrophism, chemotrophism and heterotrophism. Clear? So next topic we will study that how hormones are also play an important role in control and coordination of plants in our next class.